People ask me this question all the time. Jay, what's your morning routine? How do you stay grounded? How do you stay focused? How do you stay consistent? And for a long time, I thought that the morning routine was about having like the best set of habits, rituals, productivity hacks, waking up, dunking your face in a bucket of ice water, and all that crap. Quite frankly, it's crap. I realized that morning routines don't work, except for one thing. And in this video, I'm going to show you what that one thing is. Hi, my name is Jay, and over the last 5 years, I've worked with thousands of people, helping them with identity level transformation. What is identity level transformation? Well, if you're somebody like me, who thought he was doing the right thing for years and years and years and still felt stuck in life, if you're somebody like me who went through stuff like that, then what is the most important thing to work on is your identity, your state. And if you want to find out what your state is, go to the description. There's a link over there. Click on that, and I'll see you at the end where we'll talk more about that. But for now, let's talk about morning routines. For a very long time, I thought a morning routine was about having the right schedule, making sure that everything was perfectly aligned. I was doing all the right things. I get up in the morning and I do the hardest thing first, which is, what they say, eat the damn frog, eat the damn frog. You know what that means if you don't know? Eating the damn frog basically means that you get up in the morning and you do the hardest thing that you have to do that day, right there, first thing in the morning. I think to myself, what a garbage way to live your life. It's just the way that sentence is framed. To me, it just doesn't sound right. To me, it just sounds like, hey, let's get up in the morning and torture myself. And just not the way that I want to live my life. And from my experience, except for the masochists out there, this isn't the way anyone wants to live their life. You want to wake up in the morning and you want to feel inspired, right? You want to feel amazing. You want to feel excited. You want to feel gratitude. You don't want to feel like, here's the damn frog again. I have to eat the damn frog. I have to do this hard thing now. I don't want to do this, And what I've noticed is that when you get up in the morning and you've been saying to yourself, tomorrow morning I'm going to get up and I'm going to do that hard thing, the thing that I feel like is torture to do, I'm going to do exactly that. And that's what I'm going to think last before going to sleep. But guess what's going to happen when I wake up in the morning, when I try to wake up in the morning? I'm not going to feel like getting up. I don't want to get out of bed. I'll then convince myself in the morning that, hey, you know what, I think I need a bit more sleep. Now, you know what, not today. I'm going to come up with some excuse, because that's the way the human brain functions. We always look to always feel good. We look for the way that feels easier, that feels good, right? Look at all the evidence around you. Look at all the big companies. What are they selling to you? Right? What is Apple selling to you? What is Amazon selling to you? What are we living in these big cities for? Why aren't we going out and hunting for our own food? Why do we go to the convenience store? Right? For convenience. Right? The biggest companies out there, they're selling convenience to you. Why? Because the human mind is wired for convenience. If I can find a way to change the way I feel about what I'm doing, then whatever it is that I decide to do, I'm excited to do it, and I want to do it first thing in the morning. Like when I want to start recording a YouTube video, I used to feel a lot of dread. I used to feel like, oh shit, I have to do this. I have to look at the script, and I have to, make sure the script is good, and I have to, set everything up and set up the studio and record it. And back in the day, I used to hate recording YouTube videos so much, I never used to do it. Fast forward now, and I built a studio for myself. So I changed my environment, right? So I removed that friction. The second thing that I did was I got a team to put scripts together for me, right? So although it's an idea, it's a collaboration, but they do the script work for me. So I know, okay, that's a good idea, that's a good idea, that's a good idea. This is how the video can flow. Shit, I really like that. Oh, this happened to me. I can add that into the script. Now it becomes like a very interesting thing for me. I'm looking forward to doing this. If you wake up in the morning, all you're doing is these little activities, right? And you're spending like hours, even 1 hour, doing all of these little activities that you think you're supposed to do, that's going to put you in the mood to do your work. The frog that you have to eat, the difficult thing that you have to do, eventually it's not going to work, because you have to get yourself to do it. It requires effort. It requires, you to use your willpower. I only use my willpower to do one thing, to change my state. Because once my state has changed, how I feel about what I'm about to do changes. Now I don't need to push myself and use willpower to do anything beyond that. So this is the only thing I do in my morning routine. And the way I do it might change. Sometimes I might just go through this quickly internally. Sometimes I might do an elaborate breathing exercise for a few minutes. It doesn't really matter how you do it. But the point is that you want to achieve 5 things, when you're going into this state, when you're creating this state for yourself. So the first thing you want to do is you want to center yourself, find your center. What does that mean? So a lot of people, they spend time, in fact this includes me, right? You're either worrying about the future or you're unhappy about the past, right? This happened to me, that happened to me, I wish that happened to me, I wish I didn't say this to that person, I wish that person, how could that person have said this to me, and all that stuff that's going on. It's all the past. People are carrying the past along with them into their present. And so they're experiencing their present through the lens of their past. And no wonder they feel shitty about themselves, because they're remembering all the shit that's happened to them in the past. Now, you've also got people who are worried about the future all the time, future that's coming. What happens if I'm not able to pay my bills? What happens, if I don't get the promotion? What happens if my girlfriend says no? What happens if my boyfriend cheats on me? What happens if, we go to World War III? What happens? And this constant worrying about the future that's not even here, problems that we're trying to solve that don't even exist, is going to destroy our emotional state. It's going to create a state of anxiety when you're worried about the future, or a state of frustration when you're unhappy about the past. Frustration, guilt, shame, etc., comes from the past. And so the first thing that I do is to center myself. And the best thing that you can do to center yourself is to pay attention to your breath. And I know this sounds, especially for some of you who may have done meditation and all of these things. I'm not saying either way, right? It's just the breath is a fantastic way for you to bring yourself into the present moment. And so when you're in the present moment, you're centered, you're not thinking about the future, you're not thinking about the past. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is to become open, to open yourself up, right? And people become very protective of themselves, right? Especially with all the things that they have going on from the past, or all the things that they might be worried about in the future. They close up their minds, and worst of all, they close up their hearts. And so the thing that you want to do is, after you've centered yourself so that you're not influenced by the past or the future, you want to now open your mind to new ideas, to new patterns, to new things, to innovation. And you want to open your heart. You want to open your heart to be inspired. You want to open your heart for imagination, for the courage to do the thing that you might not normally do. The courage to go out there, the bravery to adopt a new idea, to adopt a new belief system, to eat the frog. But it's not the frog anymore. When you think about the frog differently, when you think about that hard thing in a different way, from a different light, you realize that it stops being hard. The emotional experience changes, because now you're beginning to change your emotional home. So becoming open is the next step number 2. Step number 3 then is to become aware. Aware. What do you mean aware? Become aware of what's happening, aware of what's around you. A good way to become aware is to become aware about the sensations that you're feeling right now on the soles of your feet. And the soles of your feet are actually really, really sensitive. There's so many, I think, thousands upon thousands, millions of nerve endings on the soles of your feet. And if you shift your attention and just begin to open up that gateway of feeling, you'll begin to start feeling all of these things in the soles of your feet. And the only idea is just you're learning how to become more aware. And you want to take that focus of awareness and bring it up throughout your entire body. And you want to also take it out to the external world and just become aware of your surroundings. Become aware of your world, become aware of the feelings inside of your body, become aware of the colors that are in the room that you're in right now. Become aware of your thoughts, but don't identify with them. You might be worried about something that's coming up. You can't stop that. Even if you center yourself, even if you're open, it's perfectly normal to get thoughts that worry you, to have thoughts from the future or thoughts from the past. And so here you want to be curious. Here you want to be aware. I'm thinking about that. That's interesting. I'm still worried about that thing that happened to me in the past. That's interesting. Become aware. Step number 4 is to get connected. Get connected with yourself. Not identify with the thought, but just open your own channels of connection with yourself. And more importantly, get connected with other people. Open yourself up to connecting with the people closest to you. Wish them well, find connection with them. And then you can extend that to the people who you're not closest to, but still, like, your loved ones, and then your acquaintances and friends. And then you can widen that connection to everyone that you know, everyone in your neighborhood, everyone in your city, and everyone in the country, and everywhere in the world. And just kind of feel how connected we are with each other. So, you started off being centered. You opened yourself up. You opened your channels of awareness up. Now you're connecting to the whole world. You're realizing that you're a part of something bigger. And now, this is the most important part. The last step, step 5, is to be able to hold this. Can you hold this centering, openness, this awareness, this connectedness? Can you hold it with you as you now go into the world? I learned this from one of my mentors. Every time I get overwhelmed with something that is going to come in the future or something that's happened to me in the past, this is a fantastic way for me to return to a more grounded, more confident emotional home, more sturdy emotional home. Because what it does is it allows me to step outside my own patterns. The reason why I don't like morning routines is because it's a routine and it's a pattern. And the problem is that for most people, it stops being effective after some time because the emotions aren't changing. You can keep doing the same habits. What happens when you can't do one of the things? What happens if you can't get your morning cold shower in because you slept in one day? Are you going to feel guilty about it? How is that going to make you feel? A strong human being, somebody who's mastered inner transformation, they've mastered the ability to generate trances. You know what a trance is, right? Like a state. It's a trance, it's a state. So inner transformation mastery. It's not just transformation meaning a change. The change comes because you have the ability to generate a trance from within. You have the ability to change your state, your emotional home from within. And for me, this is a lifelong skill to learn. It's a lifelong skill that will help you any area of your life. And get excited about life when you wake up in the morning. Get excited about, being alive. Feel gratitude. You can add that into your morning routine as well. And it's so powerful. But it all starts with centering, openness, awareness, connectedness, and the ability to hold. Together, I think this is a recipe for having a beautiful, beautiful start to your day. And so the morning routine, the external morning routine, right? We found the external morning routine, which everybody else talks about. Today I've spoken about the internal morning routine. The external morning routine, you can do whatever the hell you like. It doesn't really matter, right? You can get up in the morning, if you want, go to your social media. Doesn't matter. I've got up in the morning and I've watched television and I put on a random video and I've enjoyed it, and then I've gone and did the best work that I wanted to do. I just felt like doing that day. So don't let anyone tell you how to lead your life. I think that's absolute crap. You don't have to get up in the morning and do the hardest thing. You don't have to, right? You do what makes you happy. You do what makes you feel inspired. Do what makes you feel fulfilled. But do it from a space of centeredness. Do it from a good emotional state. Choose it. Don't let it choose you. The danger over here is when people let their patterns take over. The question you have to ask yourself is, are you avoiding something, or are you moving towards something that you want to do? Are you choosing, or are you letting something choose you? For example, you can choose, right, to go out with your friends and have a fantastic night out, get drunk, dance the night away, and you can choose to do that. Or you can avoid life by doing that. It's up to you, right? And your patterns are going to determine what your life looks like. When I say your patterns, I mean your automatic state, meaning the state that you default to, your emotional home that you're in right now. So if you don't get up in the morning and choose your emotional home by going through the 5 steps that I told you about, let's call that your morning routine. If you don't really have this internal morning routine dialed in, then your life, whatever happens to you externally, is going to put you in your emotional state. Life will choose your emotional state for you, right? Your boss getting upset at you is going to choose your emotional state for you. Your argument with your wife or your husband is going to choose your emotional state for you, right? Getting stuck in traffic, not getting the food you want, any random thing, a stain on your shirt will make you upset, will trigger you, and will choose the emotional state for you. And so you get up in the morning and you choose your emotional state. You choose the state that you want to be in. If you ask me, this is the most important thing about a morning routine. And if you don't do it, your patterns are going to take over. And if you want to know more about your patterns, then go to the description below and there's a link over there. Click on that link. It's going to take you through an assessment and it will teach you about your automatic patterns. I think everyone should know them. Everyone should know what their default state of mind is and what it looks like. Because once you know that, it actually becomes much easier for you to remember and realize, oh shit, I've fallen into my patterns again. I need to go and emotionally center myself, choose my own emotional home. And this exercise that I showed you earlier in this video is not something that you only have to do in the morning. You can do it whenever you want. Anytime you feel off center, do this. If you like this video, like, subscribe, put a comment, which part of the video you like the most. Tell me if you tried the exercise, how did you feel after trying it? And if you want, I could even create another video just on the exercise, right? And I think I will. And so if I do, you'll probably see that somewhere in the description as well, and you can go and try that out in the future. Anyway, thank you, and I had a lot of fun making this video, and I will see you in the next one.